When I hear the word bondage, I think of the word cashew, which served as my safe word while I was under the tutelage of a woman named Sabrina, with whom I spent a very experimental and at times cathartic 3 weeks in a very modest duplex apartment just outside Jersey City back in the late summer '96. Look, sorry, that's not important, but what is important is Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, Act 1, Scene 3, line 90. Let's get into it. This is The Good Yeoman. The quote is this, and it is said by Cassius. He says, "Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius." So just to give a little context here, Cassius is the main conspirator in the play against Julius Caesar, and he is in conversation with another conspirator named Casca. Their big fear is that Julius Caesar, who Cassius deems as barely his equal, if not his inferior, will make a power play and take the crown and rule as emperor and king. This is abhorrent and cannot be endured. So just prior to Cassius dropping this quote, Casca says, "He shall wear his crown by sea and land in every place save here in Italy." Now he's talking about Julius Caesar. Cassius picks up on the word wear and plays the homonym, right? He says, "I know where I shall wear this dagger then," which he directly follows with the quote, "Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius." So we're talking about suicide here, right? That's very clear. Cassius would rather plunge a dagger into his heart than endure life, servitude as he sees it, under Julius Caesar, right? So I know what you're thinking, why is this guy bringing up this suicide stuff? Does he dig on suicide? No, I'm not digging on suicide, nor do I dig, nor have I ever dug on suicide. But I dig this quote, and I'll tell you why. When I read this quote, I immediately put it up on my whiteboard. Yes. Unconsciously, it spoke to me with a very different message than the one that exists within the context of the play. For me, the quote is about hope, action, power, resolve, the determined will to save yourself from your own self-imprisonment. So what makes this quote so brutal, this idea that only you can free yourself from your own bondage, is that, look, if you're lucky enough to even realize it, chances are you're going to have a very difficult time extricating yourself from your own oppressive thumb, right? I mean, there's no guarantee in life of anything. There's no guarantee that you're going to achieve any kind of catharsis, let alone some kind of ascension above your own pains and struggles and agonies. When I found myself wearing a diaper with my head in the toilet and Sabrina's stiletto heel threatening my, coccyx area, there was no guarantee of that I was going to come out of that, for sure. And look, but how great are these words, right? Juju words, as a director friend of mine used to say, right? Words you can chew on and relish, circle in the text, highlight, punch. Two great words here, right? Bondage, servitude, constraint, oppression, binding power, obligatory force, deliver, right? To set free, release, liberate. There are three things about this sentence that I love so much. The first of which is that Cassius, the word, both serves as the subject and the object, right? It bookends the quote, right? Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. That's great. The second thing I love so much about it is that the prepositional phrase is moved from the more modern end of the sentence to the beginning, or close to the beginning, where in English more important information is put. So, right, Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. And then the third thing I love so much about it is the positivity of the words will deliver, right? There is no equivocation. Cassius doesn't do that. He doesn't hedge. He doesn't say Cassius may, might, should, could, would, possibly, maybe, not sure, I don't know. Right? There's no conditional clause introducing it. It is 100% positive and certain, right? Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. You have to love that. So I'd like to take a moment to address the purists. These are individuals, actors, whoever, people who might see this and say, oh, you know, this guy, okay, right? It really shouldn't be interpreting a quote like outside of the original meaning, like it's not in the text, right? Similar to what an actor friend of mine years ago would commonly say, I think it's somewhat of an industry quote, is that don't urinate on the text, right? This is a way of saying, don't make an acting choice that is not supported by the text, right? If you do that, you're just dishonoring not only the play, but more importantly, the playwright. Well, this is what I have to say to you. Take the text and go to Ashland, Oregon. Seek out a guy named the Hermit Crab. Okay, he lives in a mobile unit, parked God knows where. He'll urinate on your text. And more importantly, he'll take a pee on you for free. Okay, because that's the way he'd do, right? He's going on 30 years of urophilia. He will happily do it. Right? I quote Levon Helm from the band, who said, take what you need and leave the rest. That's what we do here at The Good Yeoman. The Good Yeoman? What's that about? Check out this video.